What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have another errata and rules update for the Digimon TCG. We just got new errata information as well as the rules, the Q&A drop for EX7 on the actual release date, original release date of EX7. It was supposed to be released today, but it's been delayed in North America by a week. So we actually have the rules a week before the Q&A before the set dropped, which is funny because they just gave us BT17 like a month after BT17 released. So it looks like they're doing a better job this time around anyways. But we also got Erratas to talk about as well, so we'll try to get it all in one video here. Don't want to make it too long. We'll try to go through the Erratas, and then we will go through several cards in the EX7 Q&A just to kind of give you an idea, like usual, what to look out for with effects and stuff like that. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. Without further ado, let's get into it. We have our errata. So the first thing here on 0913 Shumon, looks like they're errataing the overclock. So before overclock / puppet trait, at the end of your turn, by deleting one of your tokens or other puppet trait Digimon, this Digimon may attack a player without suspending. Now, the new one reads as, instead of may attack, it reads this Digimon attacks a player without suspending. So you can't, before it allowed you to delete something and then you could attack, but now if you delete something, you have to attack basically. So it's not an option, which I mean could be used in broken ways with a bunch of good, basically when it, on deletion abilities and stuff like that. So try to make it so that it's fair. They did the same thing, obviously, with Sandreamon has overclock, Chaperomon has overclock, so all those overclocks got changed, and then the new Sandreamon has overclock as well. So that's all it was, is just changing the overclock mechanic from basically to mandatory from you may. So that is the errata. If we go back here to the main page here, we can jump into the Q&A, which is the Q&A update. So you go here and EX7, limit it down to that. Got things here, so we'll start with Toyogamon because I'm excited for the Three Musketeers stuff. If cards that are targets of this effect are revealed from the deck, do I have to add as many cards to my hand as possible? Yes, you must add as many cards to your hand as possible. As always, do as much as you can. Then you got Deputymon. Can I choose either my Digimon or opponent's Digimon for this card's when Digivolve and when attacking effect? Yes, you can choose either your Digimon or an opponent's Digimon. Does this card's your turn effect give Three Musketeers trait when it is in the breeding area? No, it does not gain Three Musketeers trait. Only effects with the breeding icon trigger and activate in the breeding area. I like how they simplified that. Instead of just saying no, effects don't activate in the breeding area, it's like no. If it has the breeding tag, like this Gate of the Seven Sins or King Drazel, that's the only time it activates in the breeding. Magna Kidmon. If my opponent activates a BT10 Mad Leomon's opponent turn effect when I use this card's on play when Digimon effect to draw 5 cards from the top of my deck, how many cards do I trash from my hand? 5 cards. Mad Leomon opponent turn effect trashes cards equal to the number of cards added. Interesting. There's like related cards, stuff like that. And it shows Mad Leomon, which is when an effect trashes a digital card, gain a memory. When an effect adds cards to your opponent's hand by trashing one of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, your opponent trashes cards and then equal to the number of cards added. Okay. Just so you know. Don't mess with Mad Leomon. Let's go here. Let's do a couple more pages here. What else do we want to look at? Hexeblaumon. I have this card in the battle area with one Digivolution card under it. If an opponent's Digimon with one Digivolution card under it later has 2 or more Digivolution cards through Digivolution or other process during their turn, can I suspend that opponent's Digimon? Yes, it can be suspended. This card's opponent's turn effect affects all of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. With one Digivolution card under it, opponent's Digimon. Okay, interesting. Shumon, does this card's your turn effect trigger when this card is in the breeding area and would digivolve into a card? Nope, doesn't trigger in the breeding area. Nope, can't reduce the Digivolution cost in the breeding area because it doesn't have the breeding tag. What Digimon cards? Terramon, yeah. There's really not a lot of Q&A in here. Same thing. Doesn't happen in the breeding area because he reduces Digivolution cost too. Sandreamon. Let's see. If I use this card's Overclock Puppet trait to attack by deleting a familiar token, do this card's when attacking effect and the familiar tokens on deletion is track trigger simultaneously? Yes, they trigger simultaneously. So they trigger at both at the same time. Because that's a new update. The simultaneous triggers is a new update. Tankmon. I have to only choose cards from my hand or trash when I use this card's on play when digivolving effect to return 3 cards with the 3 Musketeers trait to the top of the deck? No, you can choose 3 cards with the 3 Musketeers trait to return to the top, bottom of your deck from your hand, trash, or both. Example, you can choose 3 cards from your hand or choose a combination of 1 card from your hand and 2 cards from your trash. Okay, that's interesting. What else is there? Immon, one of my favorite guys. There's not a lot of Q&A for some of this stuff. Like there's no Gundramon and stuff like that. So I guess a lot of things in this set are gonna be like pretty straightforward. It's again, same thing. It's not gonna bring it down in breeding, so just like the other guys, because it doesn't have the breeding tag. Tsukaimon. I tried to delete one of my other Digimon using this card's inherited effect when an opposed Digimon attacked, but I couldn't delete the other Digimon due to another effect. Can I end the attack at such times? No, you can't end the attack by doing X condition isn't met. The rest of the effect isn't processed. In that case, you can't delete one of your other Digimon, then you can't end the attack. So, yeah. What does end the attack mean exactly? After this effect activates, the current timing makes a transition to the end of attack timing. For example, if this effect activates during the attack declaration timing, it will make a transition to the end of attack timing. A transition to the counter timing or block timing won't occur, and the attack won't succeed. Can an end of attack effect end the attack by a Digimon that isn't affected by effects? Yes, you can end such attacks. And that attack effects are effects that change the timing. They don't affect the attacking Digimon. So basically, it's changing the rules of the game. Not by ending the attack, you're affecting the fundamental rules of the game, not the Digimon making the attack. Kind of like how DP reduction isn't deleting a Digimon per se by an effect, it's by game mechanic. Which is why they went away from on deletion abilities that said if this card is deleted by effect, because it's bad. Because then a yellow deck just goes reduced to 0. Black Godamon. I tried to delete one of my other Digimon using this card's inherited effect when an opponent's Digimon attacked, but I couldn't delete the other Digimon due to another effect, can I end the attack at such time? Yeah, say same thing. It's X and Y. Or, you know, if it isn't met, you can't. If you don't meet the first part, you can't continue with the second part. So, yeah. And LadyDevimon X Antibody. Can use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to give end of attack. Delete this Digimon to a Digimon that isn't affected by effects. You can give that effects to such Digimon, but Digimon that aren't affected by effects won't be affected by it. Therefore, after an attack ends for a Digimon that isn't affected by effects, end of attack, delete this Digimon won't trigger. Can I use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to give end of attack, delete this Digimon to a Digimon? Then it's deleted. Does partition on that Digimon trigger? No, it doesn't trigger. If this card's on play when Digivolving effect gives it end of attack, delete this Digimon, then it triggers. That Digimon player will be the player considered to have triggered the activated effect. So because you're not, it's not an opponent's effect anymore. My effect is giving you an effect, but then that effect becomes part of your Digimon, and it is activating as if it was one of your effects. Yeah. So that's LadyDevimon X Antibody. Lilithmon. I wasn't paying attention. And then Lilithmon X Antibody. I tried to delete my opponent's EX7 Lilithmon X Antibody using this card's first all turns effect. At such times, if my opponent tries to delete this card using the first all turns effect on the chosen Lilithmon X Antibody, does this card's first all turns effect trigger again? No, it doesn't trigger. As soon as the player chooses to activate an X per turn effect, it will count towards the one use of one per turn. In this case, as soon as you attempt to delete another Digimon using this card's first all turns effect, it will count towards the one per turn, and the effect won't trigger again during that turn. I got a few more. There's not a lot, really. And Starmon wasn't even in there. If I use this card's end of your turn effect to unsuspend my Digimon with Vortex Warrior's trait, can I then activate Vortex on that Digimon? Yes, you can. Vortex triggers simultaneously with end of turn effects. Therefore, you can choose the activation order of these effects. Can I activate Vortex on my Digimon with the Vortex Warrior's trait, then activate this card's end of your turn effect? Yes, you can. Triggers simultaneously with other effects. Yeah. In this case, you can activate Vortex and make an attack declaration. This card's effect that triggered simultaneous will activate, and the counter timing will occur. If I didn't trash, summon Frost, no, Summon the Fascination. Oh, there we go. Here, we'll finish off with Vortex Resonance. Can I use this first card's effect to ignore this card's color requirement while I have a Digimon with the Liberator trait in the breeding area? No, you can't ignore its color requirements. The breeding area can't be referenced unless the effect specifies the breeding area. So you got to have something on board. So, which is funny because usually with a lot of option cards, you can, well, yeah, in the breeding area, if you have a color, same as your option card, you can play them. But unfortunately, not in the case of Vortex Resonance, unless I guess you had a white, unless you had like a white card. I guess, yeah, so yes, if you had an Ukomon in the breeding area, you could use this card. Actually, no, sorry, it's not white. It's green, purple, and yellow. Okay. Which is funny because like that's the only Liberator decks. So it's like at this point, that's until we get the other Liberator decks. Like, you know, like we're going to get blue Liberator deck. We're going to get a red Liberator deck with the Tyrannomon stuff. And that's probably going to have green in it too. So, I mean, like there's only like a couple cards that you're going to have to ignore the color requirement for Vortex Resonance. So that's kind of interesting. There's not a lot here, not a huge amount, but we went through some of the cards here, And we're probably going to do another how to build, definitely with 3 Musketeers. So I'm excited for that. So tell me what you guys think of the Q&A for EX7. Seems a little bit light, but maybe everything is pretty, standard. Everything kind of, isn't, there wasn't like no, barely any stuff beyond just the Terramon and Shumon, the reduced Digivolution costs. So that was kind of funny, and there's like barely any 3 Musketeers stuff. So that's kind of interesting that they only put that much Q&A. Like I said, it's only like 5 pages. No Starmon, and yeah, it's pretty light. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think they answered enough questions? Do you think the effects in EX7 are pretty straightforward, or we're going to need a lot more Q&A than this? But it looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.